I'm thinking of leaving my boyfriend of 20 years because he won't marry me. We've been together since I was 16 and he was 21. I know that sounds young, but we made it work somehow. We had our first baby when I was just 19, living in his mom's basement because we couldn't afford our own place. I remember being so embarrassed when people asked if we were married, and I had to explain that no, we weren't, but we were planning to be someday. His mom would make these little comments like, well, when you two finally make it official, or maybe after you get married you can move upstairs. I always thought marriage was just around the corner, you know? Like once we got on our feet financially, it would happen naturally. We had our second kid in 2011 and our third in 2016. Every time people would ask about a wedding, he'd say, we're too busy with the kids right now, or money's too tight for a wedding. I believed him because, honestly, we were broke most of the time. I was working part-time at a grocery store while he bounced between construction jobs. We were literally living paycheck to paycheck, sometimes having to choose between groceries and the electric bill. So yeah, a wedding seemed impossible, but then I decided to go back to school. I spent 3 years studying nursing while taking care of 3 kids and working weekends. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, but I finally graduated last year as a registered nurse. Now I'm making more money than he's ever made. We finally have health insurance, a nice apartment, and we're not stressed about money anymore. I thought this was it. This was when we'd finally get married. Last month, I brought it up while we were doing dishes. I said something like, you know, now that we're financially stable, maybe we should start planning a wedding. I wasn't asking for anything crazy, just a simple ceremony so we could all have the same last name. He stopped washing dishes and looked at me like I'd lost my mind. He goes, why would we mess with a good thing? Getting married now would just jinx us. Besides, it's just a piece of paper. Just a piece of paper. After 20 years and 3 kids, that's what he thinks marriage is. I tried explaining that I wanted to feel like a real family, that I was tired of being the only one with a different last name. Our kids have his last name, but I'm still stuck with mine because we never got married. He shrugged and said, if it bothers you that much, just change your name. You don't need to be married to do that. That's when it hit me. He doesn't want to marry me. After 2 decades together, he still doesn't want to commit. And the worst part, I'm the one with assets now. I'm the breadwinner. If anyone should be worried about divorce, it's me, not him. I've been thinking about this for weeks now. I'm 36 years old, and I've spent more than half my life with someone who sees marriage as a jinx instead of a celebration. Part of me wants to pack up and find someone who actually wants to marry me, who won't treat it like some kind of curse. But then I think about our kids and wonder if I'm being selfish for wanting something more after all these years. I finally worked up the courage to tell him I might leave if he won't marry me. His response? Go ahead. You're not gonna find anyone better at your age anyway. That's when I knew for sure. I'm done waiting for someone who will never see me as worth marrying.